seem to mind, 'cause they came to see the king that night. Yeah. Well, all my life I dreamed I'd be soaking up the neon down in Tennessee. I'd be singing my songs in the biggest bars, living it up like a hip, 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 Billy superstar. Yeah. Well, one of my buddies blew out his knee, thought a football could catch the homecoming queen. He laughed at me when I sing my songs. Now it's my big old bus that boy's riding on. Yeah. Well, all my life I dreamed I'd be soaking up the neon down in Tennessee. I'd be singing my songs in the biggest bars, living it up like a hip, 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 Billy superstar, yeah. Won't be no pussycat dolls playing in here tonight, but if you're looking for some Willie, I'm your guy. Oh, yeah. Well, all my life I dreamed I'd be soaking up the neon down in Tennessee. I'd be singing my songs in the biggest bars, living it up like a hip, 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 Billy superstar. Hip, 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 Billy superstar, yeah. Hip, 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 Billy superstar, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey everybody, thanks for coming on and listening. That was Levi Riggs with Hillbilly Superstar.
That was my country sound.
I thought so. It sounded good.
Dude, he's open for Jason Aldean, Jake Owen, Thomas Rhett, the band Perry, Brett Eldridge, Colt Ford, Travis Tritt. Like, the list goes on. He's sang the national anthem at the RCA Dome, Colts and Pats. He sang the anthem Pacers, Purdue. Bush's second inauguration. I mean, he's all over the place. Check him out on Facebook, Levi Riggs, or leviriggs.com, and follow him on Spotify. Just a couple upcoming dates real quick. May 19th in Danville, Indiana. He's going to be at the Mayberry in the Midwest Festival. And on July 3rd, he's going to be at Herdland 4th of July celebration. So check it out, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Word to your mother.
Wired up.
Yeah.
Hey, well, thank you everybody for coming on and listening. This should be an excelente show. That's that's Spanish for excellent for all you non-Espanol speakers out there. Yeah, hey, I had tacos the other day. It's great. Hey, so let's go on and get this started. Y'all ready for this?
Baby!
Boom, baby, was all right on Sunday. Hey, so, okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah, but my biggest takeaways, I mean, Pacers, they won by 18, man. They controlled the whole game, led the entire way. You know, we were texting back and forth, and I was just waiting for Cleveland, because every team goes on a run.
Exactly.
Even a bad team. We were just kind of waiting for them to creep back in, and, dude, never happened, man.
Well, what was funny to me was, you know, the first quarter, I was like, man, Pacers are looking good. Pacers are looking good. You're like, they're up 17, I believe, at the time. You were like, yeah, you know, always, you know what I mean? That ain't nothing. And
yeah, not in the first quarter. I think people get hung up. When a team gets up big in the first quarter, they've got the entire game to come back.
Exactly. Yeah, and you're right. But it just seemed like the Pacers did not let off on that throttle at all.
No, they look good. They played awesome. I think they played great defense. I think that was the most surprising thing to me. Oladipo and especially Bogdanovich, man, those guys. Of course, Lance Stevenson's always he's in LeBron's head. I think.
I think so too. There's a lot last year that they were talking that they weren't. He was getting under his skin, but it was just making James LeBron fucking just step up his game. Totally different team this year. Do you think it's because maybe Lance is getting in his head and he knows that Indiana can play some ball?
Well, I mean, obviously, we all underrated the Pacers against the Cavs, but I think what stands out to me is after the game, Victor Oladipo talked about the comments that Dan Gilbert, the owner of the Cavs, had made, where he said, I would say Indiana could have done better than they did in the trade. And that put a chip on Oladipo's shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny that he says it of all people. You know what I mean? Because he's made some questionable, approved some questionable trades.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I look, I ain't gonna sit here and say that when they did that trade, I was like, oh well, they're gonna go. No one expected them to get this far.
No.
But it wasn't a bad trade with what you could have got at the end of the year. This year, they could have not even made the playoffs, and you're sitting back, and George is heading out west.
Right. The only thing I don't like as of today is why on earth is the game on Wednesday?
Maybe it's been a while. I don't know. But, okay. Are they usually this long?
No, like the Celtics played on Sunday, and they're playing tonight. I could see it when it's a travel day if Cleveland had to go back to Indy, but still, that's not very much. I don't understand the 3 days. And then I bet you, watch, after tonight, they'll probably play again like Friday, I bet. I haven't looked at the schedule.
They come back Friday.
And see, that's a travel day. So it doesn't make any sense. So after Wednesday, which is a short trip, but, then they go to Indy and they only get the 1 day. It doesn't make sense to me. It really bugs me.
Well, my thing is it seems like they are expanding these games to just get more out of them. And I get it. I do money and all that stuff. But get the games on a roll. I mean, they won Sunday. So now they got to wait till Wednesday to play? I mean, what's up with that?
What's up with that? No, I agree. Yeah, I mean, it's all about the scheduling of the other games. I just for some reason it stood out to me. I was like, man, an extra day for these guys. It's only going to benefit Cleveland.
Okay, let me ask you this. Is that why they do it, you think? Because LeBron's, you know what I mean?
No, I don't think so. That's the way it works sometimes. It's funny that way. The NBA doesn't want to pack every game into tonight. I understand that, but I don't know. It just, obviously, I think the Vegas odds for the first game was like Cleveland by 6, and now this second game it's Cleveland by 8. So it's like all this, it favors Cleveland big time.
Sure. I guess I could see a day, but if it's playing back to back, if anything, let's get the show on the road. There seems to be a lot of play and wait come playoff time.
Yeah, and I mean, just think about it. The finals. It's till June. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at a good month and a half.
But yeah, the best of 7 hurts. But I don't know. That's just it's kind of what stood out to me. I don't want to lay the entire loss on LeBron, but dude, he didn't have a field goal in the first quarter. and it just watching the last, let's just say, 20 years, the best players in the league come out and score first and then get their teammates involved later. And LeBron's going to have to come out guns blazing in game 2. He can't be willing to give up the ball. He's got to set the tone, and he did not do that in game 1.
Well, it seemed like to me, and I had texted this to you, that it just seemed like Cleveland did not show up to play at all. Like, especially the first couple quarters. It just seemed like, I mean, they were there to play, don't get me wrong, but they weren't in it. And the Pacers just came there to play some ball and whoop some ass. That's what they did.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and I think a lot of that has to do with LeBron being the leader. A lot of the guys were standing around hoping he would take control, and he was looking to be a facilitator. And that's just not, you go to some of the best scorers of the last 20 years with Durant and Curry and Kobe, and I mean, the list goes on. Those guys came out and they murdered, right off the bat. They got themselves going, and then once the defense collapsed on them, then they would make plays for the other team, for the other guys. And
well, that's what you pay the big guys for, don't you? The big name stars.
And I mean, look how tough Oladipo played. Great, and he played tough, and it was contagious. LeBron was nowhere to be found, and it was contagious for all the wrong reasons there.
Game 2 is going to be the real deciding factor in this game, this series here. In my opinion, it's what Cleveland does and how LeBron reacts to all this.
It's going to be a hell of an environment when they go back to Indy on Friday too.
Yeah, if they come back to Indy, even 1-1, Indianapolis is going to be a rocket. So, I mean, losing that first game, that just gave not necessarily your hardcore Pacer fans, which probably fully believe they're going to go to the NBA Finals, but some of the bandwagon fans too that are saying, well, wait a minute here. They just whooped their ass. And it's not like this is some scrub team that just luckily got a win and might be able to win something. I mean, they played good ball this season.
Dude, LeBron had 21 straight first-round game wins.
Yep. And the old man took him out.
But I will say this, I'm not trying to dampen anybody's spirits here, but a NBA series never really officially starts in my book until an away team gets a win. And it was game 1, which is huge, but the Pacers are doing exactly what they need to do to win this series, and that's steal a game in Cleveland. So it's perfect, whether it was game 1 or 2.
Yeah, then that they had to win one in Cleveland, without a doubt. They're coming back here with 2 losses. That's not a good thing for Indianapolis.
I mean, the Pacers played them great in the regular season, but the old adage of it's playoff time and it's a different game during the playoffs is true. But hey, man, the Cavs got some adjustments to make, big time. Tyronn Lue's got his hands full right now.
Do you think that LeBron getting shut down defense wise is what lost it for the Cavs?
I think so. I think defense won the game because, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know the exact stat, but I think the Pacers averaged 106 points a game.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
they scored 98, so that's 8 points below their average. So they didn't really come. They just played great basketball. They didn't try to go out and score. The defense turned into offense, and yeah, I think the defense is what's going to win this series. They got the 3-headed Bogdanovich, Oladipo, and Lance Stevenson that's taking turns on LeBron, and it's perfect. It's working so great.
Yeah, because you're not wearing out just 1 or 2 guys. I mean, against LeBron. Because he could probably play all night, if you know what I mean.
He can go out that long.
No. Well, hey, let's open up the lines here.
Definitely.
If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, threats, feel free to give us a call. We got the number up, so we'll go from there.
I want to just move on a little bit. The Kawhi Leonard situation in San Antonio just seems to get a little bit more odd every day. I am completely convinced now that it's got to be about the money.
Okay, let me turn this around to you. Isn't it always about the money?
Yeah, but with Kawhi Leonard and like the mentality of San Antonio is go out, prove yourself, win, get paid. Not go out, have a good season, get paid, prove yourself, win.
Yeah.
He's got it bad. The mentality, it's different in San Antonio with Greg Popovich. He's one of the greatest coaches of all time, hands down, and maybe the best behind Phil Jackson of the last 30 years. And I don't know. There's a character to all his teams, and Kawhi Leonard wants money, and he's not going to play. He's been cleared to play for months.
So it's coming from his end then.
Yeah. The way Popovich, the Spurs medical staff has cleared him to play.
Okay.
He's still seeing Kawhi Leonard's still seeing his own personal doctors and doesn't want to rush things. But man, I mean, he's a great talent and he's screwing over the Spurs big time.
You know what? That's an easy choice for me. Get rid of him.
Right.
What's left on his contract? Probably his last year.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
So, cut your losses. Here's the thing. These teams get so hung up on these one players that are holding out. You know what? You don't want to play here. Great. Look what Indiana's doing. You know what I mean? There's other players out there. You get that chemistry. You get the chemistry of two guys that'll, overshadow what Kawhi Leonard's doing.
You always want chemistry with two men.
Huh?
Chemistry with two guys.
Yeah. You're an expert on that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know that firsthand.
Yeah, they call me Oral B.
I knew it. Wow. It's gone to the dark side already.
Well,
not even
like
20
said,
minutes in.
The Pacers drafted. They made little trades here and there. They draft great players, and I was kind of surprised that Eastern from Purdue, Nogel, Eastern, he's just testing the NBA draft waters, but still it was the biggest head scratcher of the week for me.
Why test it? I mean, he's got no stock going in there, does he?
I don't think so. He's a freshman. He averaged 2.9 points and 2.5 rebounds and an assist a game. Played 12 and a half minutes a game. I know he didn't hire an agent. He's just going to see, but it seems like a wasted trip.
I tell you what, No Gel, you lead that team to a NCAA Final Four, then you can go to the draft.
It just doesn't make any sense. His stats it just doesn't make any sense.
Honestly, you think he's just trying to make a name for himself? Try to get some of that hype?
I have no idea. He only shoots 41% from the free throw line, which is Lonzo Ball numbers.
So you're saying right now that I have a better chance of going in the NBA than No Gel does?
We got to start using gel.
Yeah, well, I can't.
Oh, that's right.
I have no hair, but
you got the Davenport curse.
Yeah, so about that, you're adopted, I think.
I know, FedEx.
Milkman. No, I mean, he's testing. That's all he's doing. He ain't going because he didn't sign an agent.
Right. It's just kind of a guy that didn't even average 3 points a game his freshman year is going to do something like that. It just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Again, he didn't do anything to help that team this year. So why are, you know, why are the Knicks or, you know, the Hawks or anybody say, I'm going to give this kid a look?
It automatically made me think that he was unhappy at Purdue. Like he's letting people know that he's kind of willing to move on from there. I don't know though.
I don't know I've never, you know, played for a school like that, but I think there's different ways of going. I think you can leave. I think you can ask for a transfer.
Yeah, you can.
So why not transfer if you? But here's the thing: maybe no team will want him. Well, why would an NBA team want you?
Right, they don't. But speaking of tests, you want to talk about Isaac Haas?
Yes, we can. Yeah, I mean, that was kind of a shocker. I'll be honest with you. When I first seen that, I thought it was off like a satire like thing. I was like, oh, this will be funny. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But like, it was legit.
It was too legit.
To quit, really. It sounds like.
Yeah, it just is going to go on forever.
You know, I work in Lafayette, and even now, you don't hear much about it. Like, there's not, like, talk about it. The thing is, school's about out. He's out of there. I mean, he's declaring for the draft. He's probably not even on campus anymore. So, you know what I mean? He's not having to deal with any of that.
Well, I mean, it's $1 million lawsuit, so, I mean, that's going to follow him wherever he goes.
I guess my question is, apparently they think he's going to make it big in the NBA because $1 million, who has that laying around?
So, I mean, the lawsuit was filed by a former female partner who accused him of lying about having a sexually transmitted disease.
Mm-hmm.
I like this. This is my favorite part about it. Her filing says she had a brief sexual encounter with Haas last May and was subsequently diagnosed with an STD 2 weeks later. The woman said Haas told her he was previously treated for an STD. Haas blames Purdue University Student Health Services because he said he got tested. He'd been diagnosed. He was treated for gonorrhea, tested again for the herpes, and they told him he was clean.
Okay. Where do we start of this? You know what I mean? So, who's at fault here then?
Well, I think you know if you have herpes, right?
Exactly. Hey, real quick, we got some new breaking news, but it's not of the sports nature. Okay. Oh wait. Okay.
Jesus.
Barbara Bush, wife and mother of presidents, dies at 92. She is dead. So back to Isaac Haas.
We got Bush.
We got Bush. You heard it here first on Davenports on Sports.
I literally just read a story where it's like, her health is fading, but her spirits are up. Like 15 minutes before showtime.
Yeah, it's not good. She's dead. She's died. So, yeah. Not again. It was
92 is a good life. 92 is a solid life, man.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'll never see it.
Nah, I'll be lucky to see tomorrow. but
Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain and let's back to Isaac Haas. Sorry, that popped up. I had to break
Bush
it.
may have had herpes. We don't know.
Exactly. She did not get tested. So
Right.
Hey, who's at fault here? Here's the thing. Here's my opinion. Dave's take on this whole thing. All right, you ready? I'm gonna vent.
Your 2 cents?
Mm-hmm. This is just my 2 cents. Or how do we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Anyways, these two hooked up. They go to college. Okay. What? First of all, they do have things you can buy to protect yourself from this stuff.
Correct.
Last I checked. Okay. I'm married, haven't had to use them for years. Okay? But you can buy them, supposedly, still. So, okay. You're probably going to have a career in the NBA. You're probably going to know that around your high school career. Buy that shit. Wear it. No problems. Like, what's he thinking, first off? And then for this girl to be like, well, he might have had it. He might have known. Why didn't you say, hey, wear a condom? Why?
Well, I mean,
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
that's on him, though, man.
No, I agree. But the thing is, though, if she was worried, okay, she should have said, "Hey, you better wear one." You know, you got to think now. I'm just tinfoil cap here. If he knocks her up, she's set. If he goes to the NBA.
No, I agree. That's why he needs to be a little smarter.
Exactly. I don't get. If I was him, I would have wrapped it, just nonstop.
Yeah, bow job.
Yeah, yeah. Fucking, I'm in the shower with the guys. Fucking have one on. I mean, I get it. You probably have to wear a fucking raincoat, literally. But my God.
Well, if he was like a 10-year veteran in the league and had $45 million in the bank, who gives a shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's not.
You're a 21, 22-year-old kid. Come on, man.
Does that affect his NFL positioning, or I'm sorry, NBA positioning in the draft?
No, I don't think so.
I mean,
he had a great season. He averaged 14.5 points, 6 rebounds, and 4.5 STDs.
That is on point, really.
That's solid.
That is, yeah, it is.
But you know what? He's not the only person that needs to be worried about money, because we gotta make money too. You know?
Yes,
what I mean?
we do.
We got advertisements.
Yes, we do. And thankfully, we got contacted again for another. We're getting paid pretty good for this one too, mainly for the locality of it, how local we are.
Right.
So I tell you what, let's go on and throw out our sponsor here, and we'll be right back. Man, this jockish is really getting me. I wish I had some baby powder. Wait a minute. What are these bumps?
Pesky outbreaks making you uncomfortable? Those little red blemishes destroying your confidence? Tired of trying to cover them up with creams and makeup? Take a time out and reach for Isaac Haas's hardwood wipes. One quick swipe with Isaac Haas's hardwood wipes, and your herpes outbreak can become a secret once again. They even help with other STDs as well. So even if you're double dribbling down below, just reach for Isaac Haas's hardwood wipes. And if it doesn't work, just do what Isaac does. Turn out the lights and pretend it's not there. Remember, Purdue's an agricultural school, so don't let an embarrassing outbreak keep you from majoring in plowing.
Yeah. Thank
Jesus.
you. Yeah, I know. I think Wilt was trying to get him back. No, Wilt.
That's terrible.
Yeah. I mean, thank you, Isaac Haas's hardwood wipes.
You're right. I mean, thanks for the ad. We don't use them.
Well, I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
It was just come to find out, I just had a popcorn kernel on it. It was all good.
Oh my God! It was an ingrown hair.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I don't. You're fine. But yeah, thank you again. You know, we really made really made an impact on our show. So thank you guys for sponsoring us.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, we'll probably get some free ones.
I mean, we don't need it, right? Yeah.
No. I'll hand them out to other folks. I'll stand outside of Planned Parenthood and give mine away.
There you go. Yeah. Mine, I might have to keep a couple bottles, but just to test out.
Right. On the cat.
On the cat, yeah. Well, she can be a whore. So, hey, Brad Bell said, "Holy fuck, best commercial ever."
Dude, that's hardwood wipes, dude.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's really going to make or break us.
The hardwood wipes.
Yeah, yeah. So, on that note, I gotta go to Planned Parenthood after this.
Do they even have those still?
Yeah, there's controversies around it all the time.
No.
Yeah,
People
but-
throw blood on you when you're trying to go in every day.
Yeah, you're just like, hey, I'm just needing Isaac Haas's hardwood wipes.
Yeah, I'm
You know?
out. Give me a break.
Yeah, I don't get what the big deal is.
Just because I'm walking in with my pregnant girlfriend, my God.
Yeah, hell. God damn. This show has gone dark. Quick. We need people to call in. That'll change the tone of our
Yeah.
show. Probably
I'll
not.
tell you what, I think we should talk about the terrible weather, and I sound old. Let's talk about the weather.
Yeah.
And the baseball, man. I mean, I didn't think the White Sox were going to play.
Jiminy Crickets, me neither. We're talking
Gee
about
willikers.
Gee Willikers. It's been a flooding here. No, we talked about this every show, and I'll ask you again. Did they start too early? They did, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, just like today, like Mickey Mantle made his debut in baseball in 1951. Dude, it's April 16th.
Yeah.
Or 17th, sorry.
Yeah. I was waiting, but it's all good.
But you know what I mean? That's when it was back in the day when it was starting. And I know we talked about it, but everybody is like, these awesome, oh, this stadium's beautiful and this stadium's so great. Only 6 stadiums in the MLB have retractable roofs. That's not enough.
It's not enough for a sport that when it's raining, you got to shut down the game. You know, NFL, I'm a big believer. If it's raining, you play. You know what I mean? Play outdoors. The game was built around it. Baseball's not. Why
Well,
not?
I mean, the technology now, I mean, every stadium that gets built needs a retractable roof, I think.
Yeah, it don't take away from the integrity of the game. I mean, if it's nice out, guess what? Boom, have it open. It's still beautiful. It's like when we went to Anheuser-Busch Stadium, okay? It was beautiful. Gorgeous. If it was raining, it would have sucked.
Well, I mean, even the Cubs and the Braves Saturday, Joe Madden, the Cubs manager, said the game Saturday shouldn't even have been played. It was like 20 degrees out. The wind chill was 20. They had 25-mile-an-hour winds, and they still played. It just doesn't make sense.
Because they're trying to get away from the double headers. Well, guess what? You got a bunch now.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's going to just affect certain teams instead of everybody fairly.
You can kind of tell they're scrambling a little bit now. The Tigers and the Orioles, I think it was for 6:30 for tomorrow. They've moved that game to 1 o'clock already.
Really?
So they're kind of like flexing games a little bit. And it makes sense. I mean, they're playing. So, I mean, why not move the game? If we're supposed to get rain, at 6 o'clock, move the game up to 1. It's smart. But you can tell that's a move it's what they're going to have to start doing.
Well, but now that's going to piss off fan bases because if I lived in Chicago and I was going to go to a game at 6 o'clock, I'm taking a half day off work. Now I'm trying to figure out how to take that whole day off because I have tickets to that game because they just changed it. You know what I mean?
I agree. That's why I would never buy a ticket to a baseball game unless it was on a weekend.
Exactly. And even then, we don't have baseball stadiums around here other than the Indianapolis Indians. So, you get a Saturday game at or Sunday game even, Chicago, St. Louis, Cincinnati, and it gets postponed to the next day. Well, guess what? You got to figure out how you're taking Monday off because you got tickets to a game, or you're screwed.
Right. I mean, like I said, every now and then it's not bad, but the White Sox went 3 straight games being postponed. The Indians, Tigers. I mean, it was all. The White Sox had their first game yesterday since Thursday, I believe, of last week. Wednesday. It's ridiculous.
They started it too early, man. They have. They're gonna say they didn't. They're gonna say, well, if the weather was better. Well, yeah, if the weather was better, it'd be perfect. But it's not better.
Yeah, it's just the doubleheader thing. I think I like the doubleheader idea personally.
Yeah, that's baseball. You know what I mean? Now they're going to have to figure out how to get 2 doubleheaders in. It makes for. I get their intentions, but I don't see how it benefited the sport. Hey, real quick, I want to give a shout out. I don't know exactly when, but just put on there happy early birthday to David Lee. So happy early birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Birthday. You gotta go to church.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, Snoop Dogg hosted a game show. I didn't see what it was, but it was like a glimpse, and he was on there as the host. I don't know what to think.
He had a show. It's been a minute. He had a show with Martha Stewart. Did you see that?
Yeah. The
Jesus.
fish.
Why?
'Cause, man, it's edgy. You know, like we're trying to be edgy.
It is. That's edgy. Martha
Yeah.
Stewart. If you're on MTV, you're not edgy, man.
Yeah, but look, man, she was like a homemaker, and he's like a stoner rapper.
Well, she's the felon.
Exactly.
You know, while we're on the entertainment world, I wanted to talk a little bit about. I seen where R. Lee Ermey passed away a few days ago.
Yes.
74. He was awesome. He was in Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket, Saving Silverman. He was in the remake of Willard. You ever see that with Crispin Glover?
No, I have not. Yes, I have.
He has the pet rat. Oh my god. And then he was in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Texas Chainsaw Massacre Beginning. The list goes on for that guy, but he was pretty great.
Yes, he.
Do you have like a favorite R. Lee Ermey flick? Or
Not really. I mean, obviously, I like Full Metal Jacket. I know I read something where he voiced all the like army men in Toy Story, the Green Army Men.
Yeah.
And stuff. I don't. He was just. Here's the thing. This day and age, like everybody's so like pro-military, guns, anti-gun military, all that stuff. Okay, but like it seemed like when he died, everybody was like, "Damn!" Like the dude was respectable or respected within everybody.
Well, he'd been around for so long. I think he was even like, if I'm not mistaken, he even worked as like a pilot, kind of like, not necessarily for stunts, but maybe like training and stuff for Apocalypse Now.
Really?
If I'm not mistaken, yeah. But
he reminds me of like that drunk grandpa sitting out on the porch, drinking beer, fought in the war, and telling stories and getting pissed off at you because you left shoes on to go in the house. That's like how I had and it's cool. I just he seemed like a pretty cool dude, like, you know, a man.
Dude, Full Metal Jacket. I love Stanley Kubrick. He's great. I mean, The Shining and Doctor Strangelove and Clockwork Orange, Eyes Wide Shut. List goes on, but Full Metal Jacket is the most uneven film to me. The first couple acts are amazing, like when they're through the basic training and stuff, and then when they actually go to war, it's almost like the movie has 2 totally different tones to it. It's very different.
Yeah, I agree. Now, You know what? Another film I like that he made.
What's that?
Stanley Kubrick is you ready for this? The moon landing. That was a good one. He did. You know
I
why?
watched the documentary about that.
You know why he did it, right?
Why he do that?
Why he did that? Because the Earth's flat. Did you know that? The Earth is flat.
I did not know that.
There are people out there, dude, right now that are living and breathing, that live in this day and age, okay, that believe, like athletes and stuff. Like, yeah, there's a big glacier wall around the outside of the Earth. It's like, what? What the hell? People have lost their minds.
Well, have you seen Room 237?
Yeah, who's in that?
No, it's a documentary.
Okay, okay. No.
I've watched it. I've watched it twice actually. It is an entire documentary about how in The Shining, Kubrick dropped hints in nearly every scene about how he filmed the moon landing.
And it's called Room 237?
Yeah. It used to be on Netflix. I'm not sure if it is anymore.
Here,
I've had it on like HBO since, but it's pretty good.
I'm going to have my assistant write that down. Hey, assistant, can you write down Room 237 to watch? I don't think she's listening. I'm going to have to find.
I watched it because I'm such a big fan of The Shining that they showed a lot of stuff that I'd never caught before. Maybe a lot of stuff he put in the background. It's pretty crazy.
Or maybe you believe that we staged the moon landing. I mean, either or. It's okay, Brandon. You can admit it.
Maybe we did, dude. Why haven't we gone back? You know what I mean?
Well, if you think about it, there's Transformers on the other side of the moon. They don't want us to know about.
Oh my God.
Okay. Have you not seen that?
No, I stayed away from the Transformers movies. I watched the first one and the second one maybe, and then I was like, nah, not 12.
They were going to call Isaac Haas Optimus Prime, but they couldn't anymore.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And before we go back to sports, I want to talk about Harry Anderson passing away.
Yes.
He was 65. I loved Night Court. He was Harry Stone on Night Court. He was on Cheers a lot. He was in the original It, the made-for-TV. He was Richie.
Yes.
He had Dave's World. That was an awesome sitcom. And back in the day, in the early 80s, he was on SNL 8 times because SNL used to have like stand-ups on, and he would go do like his bit, like his magic and stuff. It was awesome every time he was on.
Remember when SNL was good?
Yeah, I do.
I watched it like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, everything's so political, and it's not even funny. Like,
yeah, I peek in on it. I bet I watch. Well, I don't make it through a whole episode. I make it through a couple of skits, maybe 3 or 4 times a year, just to see if it's like any good. It's not, man.
It always seemed like to me they'd have like some great years, then it'd fall off the map for 2 to 3 years, and then some great years, and then fall off. You know what I mean? Like, get the influx of characters, they move on, then you're rebuilding. Anymore, it's just shitty people.
Yeah, I think it's the driest it's ever been. Ever since like Kristen Wiig and Bill Hader and Fred Armisen and guys like that left, man, it dropped off. But the 80s were pretty lean, man. The 80s were pretty rough for SNL.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, Brad, he asked, did you guys see the Andre the Giant HBO documentary? I have not.
Have you watched it?
No, I want to. I don't know if it's on Hulu yet or not.
It was on the other night, and it was so late that I didn't want to start it. I've got to check it out. I've seen previews for it so many times now.
I hear it's great.
It's got to be. I bet it is.
I hear it's a giant success.
Yeah.
See what I did there? I just threw that ball up there and let you knock it out.
Giant success.
A giant. Yeah, Andre the Giant. Anyways.
Oh, Jesus. Who was like the SNL cast that you grew up with, would you say? Like who you remember the most, maybe?
Like Chris Kattan, Will Farrell, trying to think who was on all with them.
Probably like Sherry O'Terry.
Yeah, you know
Um,
that was. I mean, I remember like when.
Jim Brewer.
Yeah, you know, the early 2000s, late 90s. That was like it. That for me. That was like.
Mango.
You like it a mango?
Mango.
No, hey, need more cowbell. That is by far, the best like skit SNL's ever done.
I think so. I think the only one that comes close is Swayze Farley Chippendales.
Ah,
Trials.
yes.
That was probably my favorite. I started watching SNL probably like the Dana Carvey years, and then once it got like Farley, Sandler, Mike Myers, Spade, that's when I really started. I remember recording them at night on VHS, dude.
Yeah.
I loved it.
What made the skit so much better with the Chippendales one is at the end the judges. Like, I'd be laughing. I'd be cracking up and all that stuff. But they were so serious, like, man, this is a really tough choice. You know what I mean? Like, they pulled it off to make it perfect in that skit.
Yeah, and a lot of I hate to say that the people on SNL aren't funny now. I think a lot of it has to do with writing. Because, like, back in those days, some of the writers, like Norm Macdonald, Sarah Silverman, Dave Attell, they were all like pretty much, besides Norm Macdonald doing Weekend Update, he was pretty much just a writer. I mean, it was a perfect combination.
I truly think it just gets too political. Like, here, this day and age, every place you look at is you like or hate Trump. I don't care who you like or hate, political wise. But when you're shoving it down my throat nonstop, it deters me from it.
I agree. It's too much.
I mean, that even comes over into the sports world that we're a part of. You see it now with the whole, like, Colin Kaepernick kneeling. They were all for that side of the aisle. Well, what? I don't care. I want to know if he's going to play football.
Chad Davenport just put red, green, Harold.
Yes,
that. And my mom put Stefan. Do you remember Stefan?
Oh God.
Bill Hader. Oh man, it was good.
Yeah. Yes. Do
people know about red, green?
I don't know. If not, you need to get on YouTube and check out Red Green. That, to me, I remember sitting at the table with Dad, Grandpa Leonard, Uncle Jeff, and a lot of times Chad. And we'd sit there and watch the episode of Red Green Show. That or Beavis and Butthead. But it was mainly Red Green.
Well, he was out of Canada. So, I mean, like, it was almost kind of like an SCTV kind of thing where... Yeah, I'm not sure. It was always on like PBS and stuff.
Exactly.
Right?
It was on PBS. And if the women don't find you attractive, they should at least find you handy.
If they don't find you handsome,
yes, close enough. I'm blowing it up.
I think I liked Adventures with Bill.
Oh yeah, that dude. Yeah,
those were awesome.
Yes, I love that show. A buddy of mine had like all the seasons. I meant to borrow it from him. It was a good show. It was funny.
And when I was living in Florida, we watched it all the way up until the end. Like where they had the last show. It was crazy. Harold got married. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. I just got put on there. We watched Harold get married. Yeah. What was that lodge called?
The launch? What?
That lodge they were at.
Oh no, it wasn't like the moose. No, what was it? We're gonna need some help. The lodge on red green.
Yes, if you know it. Here's what we need to do at the end of the show. We need to, like, 15 minutes in, have a question and have people get on and answer.
The possum lodge.
Yes. Yeah, I tell you what, I could get the Possum Lodge oath up if you want to hear it.
Do we?
That's up to you.
How long is it?
I'm looking here. I'm googling it.
It can't be long. That's what she did.
It's the Possum Lodge oath and man's prayer. It's 2 minutes and 40 seconds long.
Negative.
There's got to be. Here, we got Red Green Explains Relationships. It's 1:30.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. It might be an ad.
I want to talk to you couples out there who may be a little bit confused as to why relationships are so difficult. You know, they say it's bad to generalize, but it's something I really enjoy. So here's the thing, okay? Men are interested in cars. Women are interested in gardening. Yeah, think about that, eh? I mean, not all men like cars. Some like motorcycles and trucks. But you gotta admit, you see more men at car shows than you see more women at gardening shows. Eh? That's important. That'll help you understand why they see relationships differently. See, because women see a relationship like a garden. You know, you got to put a lot of work into it. You got to fuss over it. You got to turn over the ground, add more flowers, a little fertilizer. Whereas men see a relationship like a car. Once they've made a commitment to have one, they really expect it to go at least 5 years without any serious maintenance. Oh, yeah. Women enjoy working on a relationship. They see that as part of the fun. Men see that as a sign that there's some serious mechanical problem. And maybe that's why when there is a serious problem, women try to dig down deeper and get to the roots. Whereas, unfortunately, a lot of men try to trade up. Remember, I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together.
Oh, Red Green. I love it.
Crazy.
No,
Hey,
go ahead.
Also,
go ahead.
Today would have been Roddy Piper's 64th birthday.
64th.
Yeah, he's been gone a few years now.
Yeah. It honestly, I know it's cliche, but it seems like, like last year. Like, it don't seem like he's been gone that long.
He was one of my favorites growing up, by far.
Oh, yeah.
Piper's Pit, the match with him and Greg Valentine at Starrcade, just awesome, dude. He died July 31st, 2015. That's crazy.
Damn. That is. Like I said, it just seems like last year. That's crazy. That is seriously crazy. I figured we'd have had a call in by now.
Isaac Haas, at least.
Yeah, I mean, his lawyer, something. So, okay. Let's go. Let's switch some gears here. Okay. Wait, oh, you stole it from me.
Wait, let's hear it. What's it sound like?
Okay. We're going to switch some gears here.
Oh, Jesus.
You stole it from me. Des Bryant got released. Where's he going to end up?
Oh, shit. As soon as he got released, it seemed like his value was really high. Every different person I know who's a different fan, from the Colts, the Packers, Bears, everybody had an article that said why Des Bryant's gonna go here. I'm telling you, now that it's died down a little bit, his stock has dropped dramatically.
Why do you think it has? I mean, your thoughts.
I mean, he's not an old man. I think he's only 29 or 30, but I think there's a lot of baggage that comes with the guy, and I don't think he's never proved anything.
That's where he came in such a high name, and he hasn't really done much, and I think that's affected it.
Yeah, if he didn't play for the Cowboys, I mean, let's think of a team, maybe like Titans, Tennessee Titans, just for example. If he'd have played this entire time with the Titans, would he be? What would we be talking about? A guy who's played, who can't win and drops balls in big situations.
Exactly. He'll end up. I don't think Indianapolis will take a chance on him. I think what Ballard has is totally different. I think they're going to go draft. They're going to build. So Colts fans, you got about 4 years, which isn't good because your quarterback's getting older. But he would do better on a team that's on the verge of making it. But who's going to take a chance on him? His best bet is hope, God forbid, somebody gets hurt and they need a wide receiver.
Well, all the rumors I've heard is he's made it clear he wants to stay in the NFC East, and it sounds more like he's leaned towards maybe the Giants. And then as far as any team having any interest, it seems like the Ravens. So, I mean, that's kind of where I guess that makes sense. In Dallas, you're this big, huge star. But anywhere else, you're just a pretty good, maybe above average wide receiver. Look at Miles Austin.
Yeah.
Look at some of the guys that's come out of there and totally stunk it up in other places. DeMarco Murray.
Yeah, I think where he's gonna have do the Giants take a chance on him? It depends on what happens with Beckham.
You couldn't have if you had Odell Beckham Jr. and Des Bryant on the same team. Eli Manning would have to throw 2 balls every time he throws.
Yeah, because their egos wouldn't allow it.
Yeah.
So it would it would have to depend on if Odell Beckham Jr. gets traded, because they couldn't have that. They couldn't have that bullshit there. They couldn't. I mean, especially after last year.
I think it'd be great if he went to Houston.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the jabs. He's staying in Texas. I would. Why not? You're gonna still get paid money. Giants are gonna go to the Super Bowl next year. Sign a 1-year contract with them.
I don't know. It's kind of odd that as much as he's talked about, the market there is no market.
No. That's what I'm saying. It's going to have to rely on someone getting hurt. And almost like how Kaepernick was hoping. But hopefully it don't last 2 years.
No, he'll be playing for a team, and he'll be signed before May's done. But it's not like he's going to sit at home. But it's just
but who's going to sign him? I mean, who's going to take a chance on him? That's the question.
I think the Redskins should. I think the Redskins would be very interesting to me with Alex Smith out. Or with Alex Smith there now. Sorry. Mm-hmm. I think that would be very interesting.
Yeah.
And he'd still get to face the Cowboys.
Huh. Yeah. No, I like that. That's what I'd want to do. I'm very spiteful with that stuff. I'd want to do it to where it's like, hey, here's what you let go.
But for the Colts fans out there, with Andrew Luck, I think it gives your team an identity. If he's healthy and he comes out, you have an identity.
Correct.
If Des Bryant joins that team, you no longer have an identity. We don't know what you have.
Yeah, I
wouldn't
agree.
want him.
So you think Des Bryant would bring some drama with him?
You know, a lot of the people say that he was great in the locker room. Everybody was tweeting players in Dallas. He was great in the locker room, but we've seen otherwise. But I don't know. I think he had a lackluster season, and I don't know. I think Jerry Jones not wanting him is kind of has branded him a little bit. I wouldn't want him in Indy. I think they can do better than that.
Without a
There's
doubt.
still a few free agents out there that I wish the Colts would sign. Dontrell Inman's still out there. And then as far as the defensive side, Benson Mayowa and Navarro Bowman. But I don't know.
Well, they pretty much said they're wanting to build up in the draft. Like they're not looking for free. They're not going to just throw money at a free agent that don't deserve it, quote unquote. They want to build in the draft. That way they have longevity with it and everything. So I can foresee the Colts not even pushing for it for a free agent.
I know there's just a few. There's a few out there that I don't think they'll have to break the bank on. So
if Gronk becomes a free agent, where do you think he goes?
Jesus. I think everything is leaning towards this being the season of implosion in New England. I really do. I think it's going to be ugly there. I think Gronk's going to stay. Him and Tom Brady are working out together pretty much across the road from Gillette Stadium. They're not going there to work out every day. They're staying at the TB12 headquarters to work out. I don't know, man. This is all leading up to this is it. This is the implosion of the Patriots that pretty much everybody's been waiting for.
It just, like, I agree. All signs are kind of pointing to it. It just depends on how well they do. They go win a Super Bowl this year, it's almost kind of a wash. If they lose it again, I could see after the Super Bowl heads are rolling.
I don't see them as. I know this is kind of surprising, but I don't see them as Super Bowl contenders. Not with all this shit going on. They're don't get me wrong. They're a playoff team. Super Bowl contenders? I don't think so.
Where do you think the initial implosion started?
You know, if I had to trace back, it had to be the Malcolm Butler situation at the Super Bowl.
Sure.
Not playing him. That started the whole questioning of Belichick. And then with dipshit not going to the Colts and coming back, that led to some questions thinking, oh, Belichick's out. Now it's almost like there's a conspiracy between Brady and Gronk to get Belichick out.
Oh, yeah. But my thing is, though, you know, we've said in previous podcasts that, you know, Brady and Belichick are kind of a 1-2 deal. You know what I mean? You get them both or none. Do you think that's changed then?
I don't know. It's hard to answer because some people say Tom Brady's a system quarterback. Like he works well in that system. That if he was in Jacksonville, he may not have the rings and the stats and everything. Like Belichick's the mastermind. But, you know, I'm not too sure about that anymore. I'm not sure if they're a package deal now.
This is where Davenport Sports Network needs a New England correspondent, because I want to know what's going on, what's being said locally. You know, we go to these national papers; they'll all say pretty much the same, but I want to know the vibe there with that whole thing. Is it shadier, more shady than we are taking it, or not? You know what I mean?
I think this is the changing of the guard. they're gonna slip this year.
I tell you what, I'm gonna write this down, and come season or beginning of the season, we're gonna bet something. I don't know what we're gonna bet.
10-6. 10-6.
Okay, 10-6. You heard it here first.
The demise of the evil empire.
Is it gonna be the? I don't know. Are we reading too much into it?
No, because the second the Super Bowl ended, Gronk sounded like he wanted to fucking retire rather than play.
Well, they were coming out with The Rock had, said that Gronkowski should move to Hollywood or do the Hollywood thing that he could make him. Oh, we finally got a call. All right. Hey, you're on.
Hey man, this is PJ.
Oh, it's PJ.
Oh no.
Hey man, you know what we call our big boy in the locker room?
What'd you call him?
We called him Dick Prickle.
After the famous NASCAR driver?
Whatever you want to call him, but it was pretty much it's a Dick Prickle.
See, I figured you'd call him Leg Trickle. Because it's probably a third leg, I'd assume.
We not like the rest of us brothers.
Now, PJ, you don't have to ask. We're on the air, okay?
Hey,
I got a question for you, PJ. I got a question for you.
Something else. You guys remember? I believe down in your neck of the woods, he was dating a little gal down there to the high school when he was like a freshman.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, he was.
Well, I better go get tested.
Oh boy.
No, I got a question for you, PJ. Okay?
Shoot.
Do you need to go get tested?
Say what?
Do you need to go get tested?
No. I didn't get within 2 feet of that motherfucker.
Oh, great.
You know that brace they're making for his leg? They're now making one for his penis.
PJ, you gotta go. FCC's on her back.
Oh, hell.
God damn it. I don't know what happened. FCC's gonna call. It's bad.
Dude, PJ's has really lost it, man.
I know. He's pissed. Well, he probably thought he's gonna get picked up in the draft.
Holy hell.
What, did he date some chick down this way?
He probably reaches from Lafayette to
Yeah, he
to
probably didn't have to go far.
No, just takes a few steps.
Yeah, they're like, all right, baby, here you go. God damn, this
I don't know,
show,
man. Who
this
knows?
show's gone to hell. Just like every week, it's gone to hell.
Jesus.
God.
Hey, before we get derailed, and
You're fine.
I know it's a little after 9, but Desiree Linden was for the first time in 33 years, an American has won the Boston Marathon women's race on Monday, and that's a pretty big deal, man.
Yeah.
First time since 1985.
That's a pretty big deal.
She lives just outside of Detroit.
I wonder if we can get her on.
On Isaac Haas or on?
No, on our show. On our show.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not. But you know what? I sure as hell am going to try.
Well, we should have had her on the show before she left, dude.
Well, to be fair, okay, and judge me all you want, okay, I didn't even know it was going on yet. I thought it was like towards the middle of summer when it happens.
No, because I know on, let me think, Thursday, I'll be posting on This Day in Sports about the first ever Boston Marathon.
Gotcha. Well, I'll try getting her contact. I'll send her an email. Maybe we can have her on. We'll
Okay,
find
what
out.
was her name again?
I don't know, but Google is my best friend.
Desiree Linden.
I can remember that. Linden.
Desiree Garfield. Alamo.
Oh, man. Smartsburg. Okay, I found it. So, where's she from? Detroit?
She's not from Michigan, but she lives outside of Rochester Hills now. I think she's from California.
It sounds like you're stalking her a little bit.
No, because I know about athletes, and I find it interesting to know where they're from, where they've gone, what high schools they went to. I don't care how tall they are, what color they are, or how high they can jump. I like to know the backstory about these people.
Or you're secretly a stalker. I mean, it's okay.
Is she California?
Huh?
Where's she from? California?
I'm Googling it here.
Desiree.
Linden makes history run. I'm just going to the first one here, see if it says anything. I'm looking. Kawachi of Japan won the men's division. Watch it. Yeah, watch it. I don't see it. I don't see anything. I'm gonna say Desiree Linden,
Parts
birthplace.
unknown.
Parts unknown. I see. Here's where you need to be like, hey, Chula Vista, California.
Yeah.
Stalker. Yeah. I tell you what. What's it gonna hurt? We might have her on. She might want to talk to PJ. Who knows?
Oh God.
Oh, it could be. Well, what else you got? Let's talk some sports. Let's do something.
Okay. Baseball, basketball, bowling.
Real quick, I'm gonna throw this. Bristol, the race yesterday. Yeah, my days are kind of messed up. There's like only 200 people there to watch the race. They say because I guess everybody thought it was going to flood. But I seen pictures. There's like no one in the stands.
On the first day or the second day?
The first
on Sunday
day.
Or Monday?
On Sunday.
Well, yeah, they're probably smart.
Yeah, but what if they had gotten the race in? Then you'd have been like, I paid money for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but I feel like you could make that call. I mean, you could look. I mean, you pretty much look up in the sky and sometimes tell if it's going to open up.
Yeah.
Especially, where the race was at, like how many laps they were in. It's a good call.
I enjoy going to sporting events, but it's so much easier to watch them from home, especially this day and age with HD cameras, all access, different angles, all kinds of stuff. It makes so much more enjoyable. Like the Brickyard. I'd like for us to try doing something for the Brickyard when they race here in Indianapolis. But it's like, we could just chill at home in the air conditioning instead of it being 100 and some degrees out. And
no,
sweating.
see, I think racing live is far better than watching it on TV.
Yes. Out of all the sports, yes. Indianapolis, that track though, it is. I don't want to downplay the track, but I mean it has history, but it is not a good track to watch racing on. Because we always sat.
I loved it. We always got under the paddock.
Okay.
So we were in the shade all day.
I wasn't. I was always in turn 4, and you could see him coming out of turn 3, and going to 4, and come out of 5, and partial down the front straightaway, and that was it. And they get so far spread out, it's just like, well, you're watching the screen more than anything. It seemed like. Yeah,
because the couple of times I went, we were always under the paddock, and it was just perfect, right at the finish line almost, and just.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
There was not even a TV to look at. It was perfect. It was amazing.
That wouldn't be bad. But I definitely. I know it's the last race before their playoff series this year, so I'd like to try doing something. Maybe do a podcast show from there.
Yeah, something. I can't. Kyle Busch won the race, right?
Yes.
That was his 7th career win at Bristol.
You know, I would figure he'd have more wins there.
Really? That's really fucking good.
Well, they race there twice a year. So
It's his 2nd straight win, too. He won last week in Texas or wherever they were.
I'm not a Kyle Busch fan. But
I don't think anybody is.
but he seems like a crybaby. I'll say it. I'll say it. He seems like a crybaby. But this day and age, as good as he's supposed to be, and they race twice a year. How long's he been racing? He's been racing close to 8-9 years now. So you're looking at 16, 20 chances altogether. Yeah, I mean, seven, I get it. Okay, now looking at it like that.
Right.
Yeah, I was thinking he'd have raced there more. So that's pretty damn good. So, but yeah, we'll get something set up for that, I'm sure, and then we'll rock it out like a hurricane.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, speaking about rocking out, you want to rock out?
Yeah, we'll do the boot scoop boogie.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right, we're going to play some more Levi Riggs. This is Tahiti, Tennessee.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks everybody for joining us. Don't remember, come back next week, 8 o'clock.
Definitely.
I know we've been needing a vacation, and our jobs and bills make it hard to get away. Your heart's set on a tropical destination. Well, it just might be closer than we think. If we get some sand from the Home Depot, make our own private beach, get a plastic pool, hang a hammock for two, slip some flip-flops on our feet, put some tiki torches around the porch, little umbrellas in our coconut drinks, make the backyard like a postcard from Tahiti, Tennessee. Baby, we can put on some Bob Marley, sway along, fire up that barbecue. It'll be like our own island party, and the only ones invited are me and you. We'll put a pink flamingo in the bird bath, white Christmas lights on the shed, put on our suntan oil and cheap sunglasses and a straw hat on our head. Put some tiki torches around the porch, little umbrellas in our coconut drinks. Make the backyard like a postcard from Tahiti, Tennessee. Well, it may not be an ocean view, but it looks good to me. And as long as I'm right here with you, we got the next best thing. Let's get a box fan and a block of ice, make us an ocean breeze, where our plastic lays while we catch some rays under the fake palm trees. Light the tiki torches around the porch, put another round in our coconut drinks, and make all the neighbors think that the backyard's like a postcard from Tahiti, Tennessee. Yeah, the backyard's like a postcard from Tahiti, Tennessee. Aruba, Arkansas, Cancun, Colorado, St. Croix, South Dakota.